We'll be doing a little bit of asana later, but for now we'll just sit and just taking a mudra that you choose. So I think it can change really from day to day. It doesn't always have to be jnana mudra, but just something that feels good. So maybe try a couple. Maybe you've already decided. And then once you settle in, getting the body to a state where you are awake yet relaxed in as equal a measure as possible. Notice how your breath is corresponding to your energy flow, if you can feel that direct connection. Or if you feel that there's a disconnection there, which often happens too. And so whatever the state of your being is today, we can approach and observe that state from a place of heightened awareness. Diving in to improve that awareness every day. I'm just running through my mind there and going into a list of corrections on that instruction. So just to clarify, in this context, what I mean by awareness is self-awareness as opposed to divine consciousness. So there is no improving on divine consciousness. It already is as it should be. But I mean self-awareness, so that we're honing the skill of really being self-aware, of being able to look at ourselves and be more mindful. So that's what I mean. So in terms of self-awareness in that context, we're going to dive into a little bit of swadhyaya today. Swadhyaya is the practice of self-study. And in the source texts of our yoga practice, self-study can mean many things. It's often referred to as a way to study our psychology, a way to study our behavior, a way to parse through any foibles, of course, with loving kindness, but parse through the foibles nonetheless, because there's a lot to get through. Self-study is often described in parlance around perhaps our reactions. When something irks us, self-study facilitates a way in which we can be a little bit reflective before we react. So that space in between something happening and us reacting to it is honored and holy and sacred. And we have a chance to be yogic in that moment. So that would be where Swadhyaya comes to fruition after, I'm certainly not there yet. So I'm guessing after maybe 30 years of practice, or if you're already quite a calm person, then maybe you just have it naturally. But today, the landscape in which we place our Swadhyaya is going to be in the body. And some of you were at class last night and we had a brief discussion afterwards about really going into the body. Sometimes, though the mind is an amazing tool, and for sure we need it, we need to figure things out. We need to have an active practice of thinking. The mind can be great for those things. However, when we are in emotional turmoil, or when we're in a conflict situation, or when something unexpected has happened, or when something that we knew was going to happen happens, but it's still very painful. The mind that gets us into that painfulness is not necessarily the same mind that can sort it out. Because ego, trauma, etc., can lead us down a pattern of thinking pathway that makes things worse, makes things more like a wilderness, more confused. And we end up going round and round and round, creating more stories like candy floss, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And so for me, definitely in my practice, Swadhyaya into the body can be of huge benefit in terms of healing and sustenance of that health. And so we're using a psycho-philosophical premise and utilizing it as medicine through the channel of physiology of our bodies. We know anyway that we're not that large, that the body and mind isn't connected. Sometimes we feel there is a disconnection. And that's down to survival instincts and disassociation so that we can get on with our day. But actually, as we know, our practice of yoga strives to aid us in reconnecting there. So we can look at the physiological cues as bolsters for our psychological, spiritual, and philosophical curriculum. So before we go into our chant, now that you've been explained to, I guess, in terms of what we're doing today, in the concepts, in the direction, feel into your body again. Notice the sensations there. We often do this, we're used to this, but there's a slightly different flavor today. we're a bit more intentional. Feel right in there. The practices of Tantra Yoga, of which Ashtanga is a part, encourage us to really be in our bodies. You know, there's asana, there's pranayama, there's yoga nidra. So we're not avoiding ourselves. We're practicing to be present with ourselves. To keep ourselves company. To take care of ourselves.